1880s to the 1930s, American popular entertainment had many names. Variety, the two a day, Vaudeville, Vaudeville, Vaudeville. For 25,000 performers, presenting their act up to a dozen times a day, it was always the business.
Oh my, he is making haze of me. He is a phone haze of me. He is almost breaking my heart. I am mistaken. Merci, ladies, for Canadian. He wants to marry me and marry a honeybee. Every minute he gets bolder, always leaning on my shoulder. He is kissing me.
The business was conducted in lavish theaters in the heart of great cities and converted storefronts in towns so small there was only one road going in and out. Each performance had 5 acts, or 10, or 20. You could get a seat in the second balcony for a nickel and stay all day.
There was nothing separating that performer on stage from me. It was to me. He was singing to me. He was making cracks to me. He was jumping and tap dancing to me at that moment. And so it was highly personal.
Yes, her poor father, he died of throat trouble. They hung him. And her brother, lovely chap, but he's gone, poor fella. With good behavior, he ought to be out in 1927 or 8.
Vaudeville appealed primarily to the working class, but among its biggest fans were Franklin Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, Oliver Wendell Holmes, Woodrow Wilson. Its biggest stars were the highest paid, best known people in America. Vaudevillians danced, sang, juggled, and joked better than anybody, anywhere, ever. In 1840, 9 out of 10 Americans lived in the country. A few decades later, when vaudeville began, nearly half lived in the city, with millions more coming every year. They didn't all come from Michigan, the Carolinas, and Ohio. Some came from Kiev, Kalamara, and Bologna. 5.5 million immigrants in the 1880s alone, yearning to breathe free, even before the Statue of Liberty was there to point the way. They expected prosperity and happiness. They found cramped tenements, dull or deadly jobs, and a huge gap between the rich and the poor. Survival, not prosperity, was the daily challenge in the burgeoning urban ghettos. But in the nearby vaudeville theaters, the newly arrived Irish, Jews, Germans, and Slavs could see their countrymen making it. At the same time, many working people finally had spare time and spare change. They were typists, telephone operators, bookkeepers, no longer down in the mine or standing at the blast furnace at dawn, no longer exhausted by their work. Now they were just bored by it. They demanded entertainment, and vaudeville had it.
Vaudeville was family entertainment.
October 24th, 1881, will remain forever as one of the most memorable milestones in the annals of the entertainment world. For it was on this date in a little theater on 14th Street just off Broadway that the inimitable Tony Pastor startled the profession by presenting a straight variety show, or what was to become universally known as vaudeville.
Tony Pastor insisted on propriety because that's what the new audience wanted. A theater, as one vaudevillian said, where a child could bring his parents without fear of embarrassment, featuring sedate quartets. And bucolic comedians. And it worked immediately.
Well, where is the girl's dance too?
Even respectable women loved this new entertainment, especially a pastor innovation, the door prize. From silk dresses to sacks of potatoes. Vaudeville's success was due to a simple concept. If you don't like this, wait a few minutes. And you may like this.
She'll be coming round about when she comes. She'll be coming round about when she comes. She'll be coming round about, she'll be coming round about, she'll be coming round about when she comes.
If you don't like primeval country music, you're sure to like a big star like Trixie Fraganza.
A little girl named Lulu went down to Honolulu to learn to do the hula, hula hoo. But one day little Lula broke her hula hula when she fell upon her wicky wacky woo. Now this little girl named Lulu who went to Honolulu to learn to do the hula, hula hoo. No more to do the hula, poor little Lula, for a hula hula is all black and blue-la. Ring-a-ding-a-dum-a-ding-a-dum.
In vaudeville, if people wanted to watch it, you could make a living doing it. Hundreds of possible acts are described in this 1914 handbook, from playing the piano to eating the piano.
I have people like the man who swallows hot, molten lead and spits up coins. He also swallows a live goldfish and a live shark, baby shark. He will swallow both, and he asks the audience, now, which do you want to come up first? And they will say the shark or the goldfish. He'll throw that one up first, and you'll hear it swimming around in the stomach. And then he'll throw up the shark, and he'll have them in 2 little jars, and you'll see them still swimming. They're still alive.
He's a geek, eh?
No, he's not.
He's not a geek.
No, he's not a geek. He is a regurgitator. There's a difference.
Vaudeville's most famous regurgitator was the legendary Haji Ali. Competition of all ages was a threat to performers, but these men were a bigger threat. They controlled the nation's theaters, the big time, middle time, and small time circuits. If they didn't like you, you could have the best act on earth, but there was nowhere on earth you could do it. Benjamin Franklin Keith, who first used the French term vaudeville for variety entertainment, and his manager Edward F. Albee were the most powerful men in the business, establishing a nationwide circuit and running it like a dictatorship.